It is high noon in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Welcome to Rosemary's World of Cannabis, produced and sponsored by 710 Radio. Y'all know what time it is.
Are you feeling like a shadow of yourself? Is your mood on its way down? You could be suffering from low THC, also known as cannabinoid deficiency, caused by 77 years of government interference via prohibition. Do you live in a medical cannabis state or the District of Columbia? Are you over the age of 18 and seeking non-toxic natural health, well-being, and peace of mind? Ask your doctor if cannabis may be right for you. After 10,000 years of recorded human use and 77 years of failed prohibition on the world's most extensively tested plant, the results are in. Cannabis has no known lethal dose and is arguably the safest and most comprehensive therapeutic substance known to man. Cannabis remained in the United States pharmacopoeia until 1941, and cannabinoids are currently patented by the federal government as an anti-inflammatory, U.S. patent 6630507. Human brains have cannabinoid receptors. Cannabinoids are lubricants in the human body. Due to prohibition, our bodies have been denied essential lubrication. Imagine never changing or adding to the oil in your car. The use of cannabis for low THC may cause immediate relief, including a general feeling of well-being, chronic smiling or laughing, feelings of euphoria, increased creativity or clarity, a greater appreciation for music and art, the desire to dance, increased feelings of inspiration, compassion or unity, a need for truth and justice, or you may wake feeling more well-rested than usual. It's undetermined to know exactly how many symptoms the use of cannabis may alleviate because of federal prohibition. There were dozens identified in the 1909 Eli Lilly Pharmaceutical Handbook. Currently, over 80% of the population supports the right to use cannabis therapeutically, and 92% of its users have declared significant non-toxic relief. The most common side effects, which are usually mild to moderate and may fade or disappear completely over time, are dry mouth and drowsiness. Other more serious side effects can include growing and repairing brain cells and DNA, or improve vision, may prevent Alzheimer's, dementia, glaucoma, nausea, and suicide, may provide relief from autism, asthma, anorexia, arthritis, AIDS, cancer, Crohn's, depression, epilepsy, fibromyalgia, gout, IBS, insomnia, MS, migraine, pain, Parkinson's, PTSD, and spasticity. Use caution while driving or doing other physical activities until you know how cannabis affects you. May cause paranoia or nervousness, specifically caused by real-life government intervention in your quest for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness in the USA. Ask your doctor if cannabis may be right for you. Brought to you as a public service announcement by the People's Plant, a campaign of conscience.
And we're back 2 minutes after the hour. Yes, indeed. Y'all, guess what? It stopped raining. We didn't get taken away by no tornadoes yesterday. Hopefully we won't have no drop calls today because it's clear skies. The temperature out here in my neighborhood is 71 degrees right now. It is beautiful, but I'm going to tell you the truth now. If you're in this area, be careful when you step out on that grass. You might bust your ass today because it's mighty wet. Better yet, just stay out the grass completely today because you might go in or under. Don't lean on no trees or nothing else because we've had a great deal of rain the last 48 hours. So how's everybody doing today? I know I'm excited by my guest today, Kathy Skilletmore. She'll be calling in shortly. But I want to talk to y'all about a couple of things that I've seen on Facebook in the last 24 hours. This was for all my friends that's waking and baking out in Colorado this morning. Oh my goodness, what is up with Facebook this morning? It is having a meltdown. Okay, this is a public service announcement that was shared with me by Club Colorado. They got a free red card that's going on, guys, on Friday. Let me see if I can pull this up some more. That's what caught my attention. Free red card, because we all know how much those cost. Club Colorado is now hooking up both new and existing patients with a free red medical card. It will start at Universal Herbs, 800 Park Avenue, and then we'll stop there at Jason Street. Also, hang on for a second. Somebody's trying to message me. Sorry about that. Jason Street location before taking a private smoker-friendly bus to the extended plant count Dr. Friendly in Colorado Springs. As always, Club Colorado provides flowers and dabs. So it's a smoking event. So Fest, dab, going to Colorado Springs, get free red cards. It is this Friday, 10 a.m., okay? Don't say I didn't hook y'all up. That's y'all hookup for the day. Those who are in Colorado and you need that medical card, you need to go ahead and get that. I shared that information on my personal page. If you're not on there, Google me or do the Facebook search. It's Rosemary Wallace, and I got it on that page. I believe I shared it on Ms. Green Jean's page. If I didn't, I will share it with you at the end of the show. You're on the line with Miss Green Jeans. Who I got calling today?
Hi, Rosemary. It's Kathy Skidmore calling.
Hey, great, Kathy. You called right on time. I was just doing a PSA for a friend of mine that's out in Colorado, and they were giving out free red cards, so I couldn't pass that up.
Oh, I know. I read that. Where somebody, oh, and I just got mine, and I wish I would have known. Oh, I just got mine the other day.
You got to stay tuned, girl. I'll be on top of it.
I know you are.
So how have you been? I mean, we gonna bring it to professional level in just a second, but we got a little catching up to do. How have you been doing?
Really, I've been doing well. I tell you what, I started Rick Simpson oil back in December. I've got lots of fractures, and my back is not straight anymore. It's crooked. And then I had 2 neck surgeries. So I was trying to come off the Suboxone, and I found me a caregiver in December, and I started Rick Simpson oil, and I tell you what, I feel amazing. I mean, amazing. I was able to stop the Suboxone in February.
Yes.
And I feel good.
I'm glad to hear that, because I know you. I think me and you was trading struggles from time to time, and I know I've been busy since. Actually, I'm doing too much than what I'm supposed to be doing right now, but that's the only way I can keep from going stir crazy. We were trading stories back and forth, and I seen where you hit me up when we was talking about seniors. And I'm like, I hadn't talked to her for a while. So when you PM'd you and we had a short conversation, you don't know how pleased I am to hear from you. And you're one more story that, we can share that, you don't have to take all that medication.
No, you don't. And so I'm a nurse that can't work anymore. And I did a lot of work in, with the elderly in the nursing homes. I did a little bit of hospice. And I tell you, it was sad giving all of those medications, knowing that they were interacting with each other. It's just nuts. And we really need to start getting to the seniors and educating them about all the different types. You got salves, you got patches, you got, all kinds of stuff you can do with these seniors. We got to give them a better quality of life.
Exactly, and that's the point I was making the other day online. Some people made it seem like I was trying to take the big tuna's place or trying to overstep what he's done. It's no way in the world I would ever do that. But what I want to do is extenuate on that, because you made a valid point. We're getting to that age, the baby boomers are retiring, and some of them are already retired, and they're going into nursing homes, and if they were able to use cannabis in their homes, they're not able to use these in nursing homes. And I know of a few cases of that's going on right now. And if they're living in senior centers and where they're getting their subsidized housing, they cannot use cannabis in that way, and that's not fair.
No, it's not. And did you read about the gentleman here in, I think it was Aspen? He was in a retirement home, and they kicked him out because he was consuming.
Mm-hmm. He's not the only one that's there in Colorado. I know of a few people personally that, was using cannabis and they got kicked out their facility, which is disgraceful. And now that cannabis is getting legal in all these other states, I haven't heard of any others yet because I haven't been able to travel this year. But I'm quite sure when I start my travels back, I'm quite sure there's other states that's got that same horror story.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And that's why I'm bringing this up, so we can get those seniors the help they need. I know seniors right now that's refusing to go into that type of facility or even in that type of environment for the simple fact is they want to keep using their cannabis. They vape, they eat, and that cannabis is their way of life now, and they're not willing to give that up. And that's why I came up with that idea. I'm a senior. Quite sure there's a few other people. People don't want me to admit that I'm a senior. I'm admitting my age. I mean, I'm proud of my age. And consider doing what I do and the age I started doing it at, I'm really proud of myself because I didn't see myself as that. But as you get older and your needs change, you ain't got no other choice to say, but, oh, damn, I done got old. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. I'm getting ready to turn 64 in July, so I'm feeling it. Yeah, but I just was thinking, if we could get seniors or people that before senior age to start using cannabis and oil, and then we could keep them from going into these places. They could actually, stay in their own home.
Exactly.
So, the cannabis is going to make them stronger. If we can get them off of all these pills, the cannabis is going to make them, they're just going to be thinking better. They'll be able to move better. I know since I came off the opiates, I move. I don't move like I'm 63. I mean, I'm moving much better. So it's so good all the way around. It's just so much better. Anyway.
I mean, for me, when I started using cannabis the right way, and what I mean by that, I've used cannabis for over 40 years. But the right way I mean is having medical cannabis in your system and treating your body a certain way with that cannabis. It means so much more, because at 52, I was still dancing with a right knee replacement. How many people do that?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I'm looking forward to going back to dancing again real soon once the doctor clears me, but they haven't cleared me yet. But what I'm saying is this. I mean, at 50-something, this should be the point of your life. Most of the people at the age of 50, their kids are grown and gone. This is the time of their life they should be getting ready to live, not sit back in a rocking chair and be old. And that's not going to be me. I mean, I look at doing, trying to get this bill passed in South Carolina and North Carolina, then I'm actually going to set that down. I have other ventures I like to do, and I never had planned on becoming political no kind of way, but it happened. So I'm going to finish this journey out, and I'm looking forward to closing that chapter. And I want to be able to teach others what I've learned, give them experience, be a motivator, more than coming out, sitting in the House and Congress and doing that. I mean, that's a lot of wear and tear on your physical and mental being, and that's just not me. So I'm hoping these bills go through in 2018, because 2018, December 31st will be my last year as a political activist as far as the use of cannabis. Will I be stepping away from cannabis? No. I'll just be stepping away from that portion of it.
Yeah. I have decided I'm just focusing on cannabis education now. I educate everywhere I go. If people don't want to hear it, I don't care, because we have an endocannabinoid system. This is crazy. Everybody needs this. We need this. We need hemp. We need our animals eating hemp. We need people consuming cannabis. We got to get healthy, man. We are so unhealthy right now. It's not even funny.
It's not, because you got to think about it. Well, Kathy, you're over my age group, but we're both in the same category where we could talk about this openly. Okay, you got to remember, we came up in the days that they wanted to have imitation this and imitation that, when we had the Tang, and then the Gatorade came out, and then they were putting all this processed byproducts in the food. Now here we are in 2017, and I know when you say this, when I say this, you're gonna start laughing. I got to say the hippies were right.
Right. And don't even get me started on the food and the water. Oh my goodness, that's why we're so sick.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we are so. Because you know what, Rosemary? Okay, I was born in 1953. I never went to school with kids. I never knew kids with autism. There was one girl that moved in our community when I was in 7th grade, and she had a seizure disorder. That was the first time I had ever come across anybody with a seizure disorder. Now it's like, what, 1 out of, I don't know how many kids, 1 out of 3, 1 out of 4 have autism? It's nuts.
Yeah, this just popped up in the last 25 years. I mean, I'm saying with you, I went to school with children, and I didn't start seeing this until around maybe about the 3rd or 4th grade, where, I hate to say it like this, but most people can relate when they started talking about the short bus. Yep, absolutely. And I was born in 1962, so yeah. Yep. So it started from there, and then you got to think about the increase of, we went from mom cooking meals every day to the fast food generations when McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell, XYZ, J and K took over for mom, because mom was out there getting a job, going to work. because dad either didn't get a job or dad wasn't there. Then you got throwed all the extra quick fix stuff that they came in like Hamburger Help and all this other garbage. And now everybody wants to put brakes on it 20 years later. Excuse me, we should have put brakes on it a long time ago.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree totally, Rosemary. I lost 2 family members to colon cancer. So I'm like, really, I don't do processed foods anymore. I just don't. I'm real cautious about that.
I know, like I said, Colorado gave me my life back because I was around people that taught me, besides using cannabis the proper way, they also taught me about what I was putting in my body.
Yeah.
And that goes hand in hand. And I'm going to be honest with you, my doctors are still amazed. You know, the weight that I've lost, I lost inches more than I lost weight. And I can see that the weight is coming off as of now, but the inches came off first. And they asked me what I did. And I told them, I said, I quit taking all your medicine. 2, I used cannabis and good cannabis on a regular basis. I knew where the cannabis was being grown at or who, you know, the company it came from or whatever. And I said, besides smoking it, I was ingesting it with my food. I was juicing it and everything else. I said, that's part of the resolution. Also, I said, I changed my diet. I say one thing I gave up was a lot of gluten. I didn't realize how much gluten I was putting in my body. I gave that up, so I'm living a gluten-free lifestyle, which is very difficult. I mean, extremely difficult. And I'm still fighting with giving up sodas. I'm just about there. I'm down to a pop a day, and so once I can finally get that up, I can say I'm totally free of all them. And my last worst vice is blunts. I mean, but this is the thing when I say this. You want to give up the blunts, true enough. But what scares me if I start, for instance, using the liquid vapes with all the reports coming out about the formaldehyde that's in these vapes. That's not good for you neither.
Yeah, you got. I stopped doing vape. Well, I stopped doing these vape cartridges. Probably the first year I was here, I was using a certain brand, and I went into a dispensary, and I'm like, oh, you don't carry these cartridges? And they're like, no, because they're not healthy for you. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I have been coughing up a lot of black shit. So, yeah, I buy my own concentrates. Of course, I'm here in Colorado, so I'm lucky. And the prices are coming down. So I buy my concentrates. I make sure they're good and they're clean. And I've not had any trouble, but I stay away from those vape pens.
So, you know, I got to ask you, since you said the prices came down, I know what they were in 2014. What's the price of them now?
What now? What about the 2014?
Okay, I know what the prices were outrageous. Don't matter if you was on rec or medical. Rec was ridiculous, and medical wasn't as bad. So what are the prices currently going now for an eighth?
Oh, well, surprisingly enough, adult use prices are coming down tremendously. Like, I got a text from a dispensary yesterday, Life Flower Dispensary, and Rec 8, out the door, $16.92 plus tax. Now, the medical prices are coming down, but rec prices are coming down a lot faster.
Well, you're not kidding, because that same eighth would have cost $75 3 years ago.
Yeah, you can get. It's nothing to see post now. Some of these different dispensaries, $79, $89, $99 ounces. You can get a good top shelf ounce for $120 now.
Wow, and that was almost $300 to $400 back in the day.
Yeah, I know. When I moved from Ohio, we were paying $300 for our, but it was a grower, but still. But prices are coming down. Quality is getting better. The edibles are getting more diverse now. Mm-hmm. So it used to be a lot of chocolate and stuff, but now it's a little bit more, like granola and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So the prices are really, you can find a $20, $15, $18 gram of shatter now, $15 grams of waxes.
Wow.
And yeah, so it's it. It's coming down. It's coming down.
Yeah, I wish I was there because let me tell you what it is on the dark side out here this way. I was online the other night with a couple of people from different areas, and we were discussing with somebody in Colorado the prices, and I was telling them for like, and this is not dry snitching, I'm just being told what the word is on the street. Once again, for the police that's listening, I'm not dry snitching, I'm just saying what the word is on the street. I have to put that disclaimer out there first, because you have to protect yourself. But they always listening, honey. I get 3 to 4 hits from the 50 a day, and I love y'all to death, but I know better. But this is the thing though, for an ounce out here on Reggie, hear me, Reggie, $80. They're charging for an ounce, what they call loud, $300 and up. And this is the thing that burns my bra, and you heard me talk about it more times than a little bit. Know what you're selling. I don't care who you are. If you call yourself a weed dealer, you're supposed to know the name of your product. Loud does not work with me. If you tell me loud, that'll be the last time I talk to you.
Sure.
Because that lets me know you picked it up from somebody that probably don't know where it was grown at, what it went through, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, that's what I like about living in a legal state now is, and then, one thing I didn't understand, Rosemary, is, they weren't testing medical. They were testing adult use, but they weren't testing the medical. Well, now they have to test everything, which is good. But I feel more comfortable now. But, I've been smoking since 1971, so who knows what I smoke.
No, when you were smoking back in 1971. Well, since you said it, I'm gonna ask you this question before I even go that further with it. This will kind of go along with it. Had you ever, since you were smoking in 71, did you hear of Gainesville Green?
No.
That must be a thing they had around Florida. I got a chance to smoke that back in 1978, and it reminds me of the green crack. If you ever had that. It had that kind of kick.
Well, a lot of strains came out of Florida.
Exactly. I mean, that was one of the good things about growing up in Florida. You got some, when they said it came from the island, I got the Hawaiian Red and all the good stuff that you read about and seen in High Times. This girl smoked it at age 14 and up. So I've been, like I said, I'm not a kid. But what came to me as a kid is when you talking about the dabs and everything, and I will not forget the first time I did a dab. It was craziness. I don't know if I shared this with you, but I'm gonna share it with everybody because it's still, just to think about it, I still have to laugh. We were at an event there in the Denver Mart, and this was my first time going around looking at the different products that they had on display. In this one area, they had this thing called the Lolly Dab. I'm going to have to take a picture of it and post it on after the show where people know what type of dab rig this was. Because I actually still have that same rig. And the guy was saying, I was looking at it and holding it up because it was so pretty and I love pink. And this one happened to be pink. And so he said, you want to try it? And he said, I'm going to give you a little dab. Remind you now, Miss Green Jeans, the name I was going under at that time. The name is green for a reason. I had never did a dab before. And that wasn't a little dab. Look at your finger. When you hold up your pinky finger. At the end of your pinky finger is about what he put on that darn thing. And I hit it like I was hitting a joint or a blunt. I had an out-of-body experience. I guarantee you for a good 30 seconds or more, my soul left my body. I was literally looking down at myself and everybody asking me, am I okay?
My goodness.
I was, when they say higher than a giraffe's ass, I passed the giraffe ass a long time ago. I was in the clouds.
So do you like concentrate?
I love them, but I don't do them unless I'm at home.
Yeah.
That's being, if I do one, And when we was doing shows with another station that I cannot name, but everybody know who they are, I was doing them. I was doing them on the show, but I made sure I had a second show to do, or I was gonna be there for at least 45 minutes to an hour, because yes, they hit. When I say they hit hard, I love dabs. I mean, if I could have dabs here, I would not ever touch a joint, a blunt, none of that again. I mean, because it works so well for me. I could take 2 dabs and I'm good until that night.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about concentrate. Is it's concentrated and you don't need as much. Yeah,
no, you
really.
don't.
And then once you start, I don't know if you're looking into Rick Simpson oil, but I tell you what, once you start the Rick Simpson oil, I keep forgetting to hit my pen now because I am so relaxed.
I'm gonna have to get into that Rick. We want to talk about Rick Simpson oil for sure, because everybody tells me how well it works, and I hadn't, believe it or not, as long as I've been in this, I have not tried the Rick Simpson oil yet. So that is something I definitely have to look into, because like I say, I'm trying to get away from the smoking. I really am, because of my health. But if that's the only way I can get it for right now, I got no other choice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it takes, okay, so I got to start making it myself because I'm living with a caregiver. I'm moving to Croatia to work with Rick Simpson.
Oh, wow, that is too cool. Why don't you can give him a shout out if you want to.
Yeah, shout out to my caregiver, Mike Wise.
Oh, that's Mike Wise is your caregiver? I forgot he was moving to Croatia. I'm going to have to get Mike on the show before he leaves. I really do.
Yeah, and so I'm making my own oil. I found a friend, Danielle Morgan, who started the Morgan Wellness.
Mm-hmm. I know Daniel.
So we're going to make our own oil, and it takes about an ounce. We get about 4 grams of oil per 1 ounce of flour.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little costly, but I tell you what, I cut down on my cigarettes, and I don't smoke that many anymore since I started the oil. I just don't. And it just relaxes you. It's great. It's just really, really good. I recommend it for anybody who has a lot of health issues or anything, really. It's just good for you.
Yeah, I know. I have, if you look on my Facebook page, I have quite a few friends that use the Rick Simpson oil. I guess I'm going to be the last of it, because I hadn't really been around people that had made it, or, everybody I had been around whilst out there in Colorado, either grew flour, or they grew flour, they made their whole everything, and the only thing they didn't make was the Rick Simpson oil. When I say they make everything, they made everything, but they didn't make the Rick Simpson oil. I'm quite sure they was capable of making it if I asked them to, but like I said, that's something that I hadn't looked into. But since things have changed with my life in the last 3 years, I seriously am going to look into that. But besides all that, you were talking about starting a program, or are you currently doing a program out in Colorado right now for seniors?
We're getting it together now. We're having a fundraiser June the 23rd, Soiring of the Arts. And so we're going to raise money for our organization. We're working with Dr. Michelle Ross with Impact Cannabis, and she's a neuroscientist, and she's working. So what we're going to do is we're going to work and do studies with CBD and addiction. Anybody with any type of an addiction, we're going to start researching with CBD and cannabis. And then, because the rehab programs don't work, a lot of people just go and relapse. So what we're going to do is we're going to take over and have a better system. So, yeah, Morgan Wellness, and I'm the senior, I'm the coordinator of senior outreach and education. So what I would be doing is going into the different senior homes organizations and teaching them about cannabis and how to use it and what it's good for. So yeah, so what are you going to be doing? How are we going to approach AARP? Have you talked to them yet?
I'm going to try today because, like I said the other day, we had clouds that I got them on the phone, and as they were finna switch me over to the person I needed to talk to, the phone call dropped. So I said I was going to wait till we had a clear day because I live like 10 minutes outside of the city and I'm nowhere near a tower, so you can forget getting a decent.
Gotcha. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah,
okay.
So we're gonna try that today after the show. We're gonna try one more time and do that. But currently right now, I know they had a smoking ban on different clubs being set up. How did that work out? Did Denver get that passed, or how did that go?
Well, now I didn't catch that.
The smoking ban on public places or clubs. How did that work out? I never heard the end of that.
Yeah, well, it's still up in the air. I mean, so right now, as the law stands, we still can't smoke in public, or I know they were going to try to keep you from smoking on the porch, but I don't think that's going to fly. But so we passed it. City of Denver last year passed the neighborhood initiative to allow cannabis smoking where there is, everything else. So they have to initiate that because that passed.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what they're doing now, is they're trying to work that out. I'm waiting to see. I think people are going to start, like yoga places and coffee places and stuff like that. I think people are going to try to get cannabis smoking into those places. But like I said, they're still working on the law.
Yeah, 'cause that's a shame. All right, they have recreational cannabis, but unless you know somebody's house you can go hang out to, there's no currently places you can smoke. It ain't like you legally can smoke in your hotel room. That's what's even worse.
You can't smoke in your hotel room. You can't. So I don't know. I don't know. It's crazy. But that's politics. I'll never understand it.
Me either. So that's why a lot of people ask me about coming out to Colorado. I say, do you know somebody? And they say, what you mean by that? I say, okay, perfect example. You go out there, you buy product. You go out there and go to whoever and pick you up an eighth and then get you some edibles. The edibles you're going to be fine with in your hotel room. But you cannot smoke that weed. I'm just letting you know right now you can't smoke it. So I'm sending people other places right now, to Maryland. I'm sending them to DC and Vegas. Vegas is about to get live. I'm hoping for somebody to send me an invitation so I can come out there to Vegas. Anybody in the sound of my voice, I do speaking engagements all over the country, all over the world. For those who don't know, ask somebody. I'm a motivational speaker. I got to put that on my Facebook page as well. I'm definitely looking forward to going to other areas so I can tell everybody else about, where they can safely use their cannabis, because that's the sad thing about it. I know they have some wellness retreats out there, and they have a camp that I seen open up last year. But besides that, unless you know somebody's house, you can't smoke.
No, and it's crazy. I mean, we've got this one smoking club, the 420 Studio 420, which used to be iBake Denver, and now it's Studio 420. So they've got the rigs and everything. All you have to do is take in the product. And then they've got, the dab buses, but you've got to pay to get on those. Like the Looper, the big Looper bus, it's $25. So,
well, this is my question.
On disability, I don't have an extra $25 just to go ride around the city all day and get high.
I know that's right. First of all, I don't know the people I'm with. No, that's not. See, that's the thing with me. Where I talk about seniors for a minute, I don't know anybody over the age of 50 that's gonna want to do that.
Right.
And that's the thing. I'm not trying to discourage anybody by all means. If you want to do that, fine. I'd be happy for you, but you ain't gonna be happy. I've tried it, and I mean, I'll be honest with you. It drives you nuts being around some of these younger kids now, and you like biting your nails and it kills you high. I mean, I've had some buzzkills in Colorado. Okay. I mean, I just had feeling fine, and Mr. or Miss Buzzkill walked in, and oh god. Yeah, so that's why I say some of the things I do, because I've had those experiences. But what gets me is this: how is IBEX still getting away with that? Are they in the county, or what's the deal? Because I know they have been having problems out there for a while, but they done survived everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, we're still having problems, but it's getting ironed out. It'll get there.
Mm-hmm. So, I got to ask this question. So, how is Colorado Springs able to do what they do and Denver can't?
But now?
Okay, like Colorado Springs, we have the speakeasy in Colorado Springs, which they allow smoking.
Well, that's a good question.
Yeah, because I done been in the speakeasy more times than a little bit, and I'm trying to get back to the speakeasy, to be honest with you. I've had some of my best times at the speakeasy. I'm even on camera on speakeasy. But, I mean, it's a great place. If you ever get a chance and you're traveling in Colorado Springs, tell them Miss Green Jeans sent you at the speakeasy. I mean, you'll love it.
I will for sure.
I mean, if you ever get a chance to go down to the Springs, I mean, it's a nice atmosphere. I mean, I talked to a guy, I believe he was, at the time I was there, he was 77 years old. And he told me when he went there, he felt like, that he was at home, that, everybody came in and spoke to him, and, it was a great atmosphere. I mean, they had something for everybody there, and I wish them well, because them my boys down there, we pimp for life, for real.
I'm getting ready to go down to Colorado Springs. There's a going away party for Mike Weiss, June the 11th. I'll be down there. And while I'm down there, I'm going to check out a couple of the clubs.
Well, make sure you check out the speakeasy. For sure. That is a Miss Green Jeans recommendation right there, the speakeasy. But, shoot. I had to take those glasses off for a second. But yeah, girl, it's been craziness. I mean, I don't understand all these places like South Carolina, for example. We've had the laws on the books since 1980. And we have yet to get it together. And you've seen some of the problems we've had in Colorado with the bickering and infighting and infighting and first one thing to another. I mean, I don't know why every state that goes through the cannabis process, it seems like we get different sets. This set, that set, the other set has got to be intertwined and interfighting with one another. Now, North Carolina got a whole different ball game going on there. North Carolina got their cliques. They all come together. They work together. If they got any bad, as I'm going to use 45 terms, bad hombres, they get them out immediately, and they regroup and they start over. My question is, why can't we all just get along?
That's a good question, Rosemary. Why can't we all just get along? Why can't we just do this?
I mean, it's not rocket scientists. We all after one goal. We're all speaking the same language. We all want the same thing. But why can't we just come with one accord? It shouldn't need, and I say this all the time, it's not about me. And the conversations I've been reading and hearing the last few weeks break my heart, because it's about them. And it's not supposed to be. Cannabis is a plant that I've learned to share with everyone. I learned love, peace, and prosperity behind that plant. I learned joy behind that plant. That plant gave me my life back, and it learned me to stay away from drama. I mean, it did.
Well, again, we have an endocannabinoid system. Cannabis was we evolved with cannabis. Cannabis evolved with us. We need this. We need it.
Mm-hmm.
It's in our system. It's part of our system. And that's what we need to get to. We really need to educate people on the endocannabinoid system, and that we need this cannabis. It's just part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And we really need to get back to that.
Exactly. We need to get back to what we all first met and agreed upon. And I can't say that no harder than that. We all after the same goal. We're not all going to get everything we want, and no bill has ever been passed as long as I've been doing this, and I've been doing this since 2008. I have yet to see one bill that everybody is going to agree upon. It just ain't going to happen.
No, it's not. And we're not all going to agree because we're all have individual minds, but we can at least come together on common ground.
Exactly. So, I mean, I wish people could see what I see, and I think that's why I try so hard. Is because when I was there in Colorado, getting involved in the different activities, yeah, people spoke their minds, true enough, but they got together on one accord at the end of the day, and they got the mission accomplished.
Sure.
No matter what it was, they got it accomplished. I mean, I miss the Colorado lifestyle. I do, because when we sought out to go, say for instance, we're going to feed the homeless, or to pass out free joints, or whatever we did, we might have bigger fight and whatever the case may be, but at the end of the day, when we went out in public, we were together as one.
Yes.
Maybe I'm telling the house secrets a little bit from Colorado, but hey, let the truth be known. I've seen the growing pains of this firsthand, and I think that's why I'm really particular in, what I do in the cannabis community, because I worked real hard to get where I'm at, far as myself and my brand, Miss Green Jeans, because Miss Green Jeans was green as grass. All she knew was a blunt and a joint. Everything else was, I knew about the endocannabinoid system, but that's it. Everything else from April 26, 2014 till now, it was because of the people I met in Colorado, the experiences that I did, the people I met in DC. I mean, people I met all over the country from different parts of the world has changed my view on a lot of things and how I live, because my mind was open. I mean, once you can free yourself, you have to eventually free yourself from all medications that's not right for your body. All those opioids I had been on for the last 25 years, I finally got them all out my system. You think about how long it takes to get 25 years of different type of opioids out your system.
Yeah, I was on them for 30 years, Rosemary. I hear you. Oh my goodness.
So it's like your body is fighting with you. When you said you had enough, your body fights to keep you in the loop, to get you to stay in that loop with those opioids. The last surgery I had was on the 22nd of March this year. When I came out the hospital, my worst night was that Sunday after coming out. I cried like a baby for 4 hours straight because my body was going through such bad withdrawals from all them opioids they gave me. And I refused to take, I just knew what it was. And so I laid there in pain and sweated and cried. I would refuse to take one pain pill till I got over that. It took me 2 days. But I still kept doing what I was doing here, talking, printing, posting and everything. But, that's what keeps me going, because if I'd have sat back for 1 second and fell into what the opioids were trying to do, they're trying to pull me back in. They wanted me to get harder and harder drugs, and I couldn't do it.
Oh, and see, that's another reason we need to educate. We need to educate the health professionals. There are so many health professionals I worked with, and they were so anti-cannabis because they've been nothing but, pills. So we really need to educate. I gotta get going educating the medical professionals so they quit shoving these pills down our throats, because they're not good for us. They're all chemicals. These pills are all chemicals. They're not good for us. We need the cannabis plant. That's all we need. We need hemp and cannabis. That's it. That's really all we need.
I'm living proof of that, because I can't wait.
How soon are you going to be able to travel?
Well, I go back to the doctor on August 10th. So hopefully then he'll say you're good to travel. That's what I'm waiting on right now. Because I feel I'm good enough to travel now, but I only been out the hospital, 2 months? Not even, 2 months now. I feel good enough to travel, but physical therapy is telling me no, I'm not quite ready yet. So between that and they say we really don't want you traveling till you go back and see the doctor. So that's the bummer thing for me. Now they said these are my limits they can give me. I can go to North and South Carolina. They don't want me leaving out the state of North Carolina in case anything happens with my leg. They say between North and South Carolina, if anything happened, they can medevac me back to the hospital where it happened.
Right, yeah.
So I understand their point. I understand their point because...
Okay, so in the fall, Morgan Wellness, we're going to be doing, we're going to come around to some different states to get out our message about, the terrible addiction problem and using cannabis. So, I'll be in contact with you, and then as the time gets nearer, then, maybe you can join us somewhere.
I'll be most happy to. I would love for y'all to come to Rock Hill so we could do something out here. We definitely need to talk about that, and I would also like y'all to go to Greenville and Columbia and the Myrtle Beach area. I want y'all to be out here for at least a week so y'all can go ahead and hit these different major areas. Myrtle Beach is an important area. Greenville, Spartanburg is an important area. Rock Hill is an important area. Columbia is an important area. Those areas right there need to be hit the hardest.
Yeah.
So I'm all in on that. So definitely we're gonna definitely be working together, Kathy, and I'm gonna enjoy it because you have that spirit in you just like I do. You want to see everybody well, and that's what's important because when you're well, you got a whole different outlook. If you're not, in pain or hurting or sick or whatever, I mean, you look at your life so much differently. You're not as evil, you're not as, that's what I was called at one point. I was called pure evil. You be evil too if you're hurting 24/7. I mean, you're constantly in pain or you're constantly depressed or whatever your ailment is. You don't mean to be mean, but at the same time, you can't help it because you're trying to figure out a way that you can get some relief and can't.
Well, it's just that you get to this is why I had to move from Cincinnati to Denver, because I was I was literally out of my mind in pain. I was just out of my mind and threatening my husband, and I'm like, whoa, this is horrible. I've got, they were getting ready to, all they had left to offer me in Cincinnati was more morphine. And I'm like, I just came off a horrible withdrawal from morphine. I don't want to go back on that stuff. Well, that's all we got. And by the way, you can't smoke your pot if you're going to be in pain management here in Ohio. And that's when I said, screw you, I'm done. I'm gone. I'm going to a medical marijuana state, and I'm going to get myself healthy again.
Wow.
And I'm healthier now than what I have been in 30 years.
Wow. See, that's what I'm talking about right there. And that's what keeps me pushing, because that 1 year, and I know you don't heard me say this time and time and time, Kathy, because this is not our first conversation. And that is, the 1 year I was out there in Denver was the best year of my life because I was the healthiest of my life.
Yeah.
It was my best year. It was. I mean, without a shadow of a doubt, because I got my life back. And I mean,
you get your life back. You get a quality of life. You feel like a real human being. You're not sitting on the couch all doped up and drooling and ignoring everything. I mean, my husband used to ask me to do stuff, and 4 days later, you get that done? No.
Exactly. Well, let me ask you this.
I remember him asking. It's just amazing. And that's why I want everybody all in the world, all over the world, to be able to have access to this wonderful healing medicine.
Well, something I normally don't get to talk about with most people that's younger than us, because most people I've been talking to lately are not married. But Kathy, I know you've been married a pretty long time. How does your husband feel about your cannabis use?
My husband consumes. When I met him, I wouldn't live with anybody because I've been smoking since I was 18. I've been consuming since I was 18. I would never live with anybody who didn't consume. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, I think it makes for a great relationship with the, partners consume. So anyway, we've always consumed together.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna tell you like this here. It makes it a lot easier because, as you know, my spouse does not consume whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's I mean, he understands now. It took me having to physically leave and show him, the process, not tell anybody. I said, if I can convince no drill sergeant, I can convince anybody.
There you go.
That's just life lesson. I mean, because the point of it is this was my life. And the same thing that you're saying that your husband would ask you to do, I have experienced that personally with my own husband, and he would be so upset. And he's like, "Why you sleep all the time?" And I'm like, "Will you read everything they got me on?" I said, just take a good 5 minutes to pick up every bottle that I'm on and read what it says on the side.
Yeah.
And then ask me that question again.
Yeah. People don't, okay, Rosemary, they just don't understand, do they? Unless they're going through it. They can't possibly understand.
No, they don't. And the more and more I talk to my friends, I got a special friend out there. I ain't gonna call their name out, but when I say this, you know who you are. They tell me this all the time, that they say until you become handicapped or disabled, the rest of the world don't understand until you get there. And to my special friend, yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying more and more each day. And we gonna talk about it, so get ready. I mean, I didn't understand. I mean, I understood it to a point, but after this last surgery and knowing for a fact I won't be able to go back and do some of the things I love to do this time, because there's no more times for me. You can only have 3 knee replacements in your lifetime.
Right.
So this one here, I ain't got no other choice but the baby. So the roller skating, the rollerblading, I can't go skiing no more, things like that. That's gone.
I'm just wondering if you could get a hold of some just straight CBD from the cannabis plant, just straight CBD. I wonder if that would help your...
I don't know, but I'm willing to try. But I'm glad you brought that subject up, because we're getting down to our last 8 minutes. Do you know CBD is illegal?
What now?
Yeah, I posted an article up on my Facebook page, and it's talking about that CBD oil is illegal. And yeah, because it's part of the plant.
Yeah, isn't that stupid? It's just nuts.
I mean, but this is the thing though. They've been having people ship this CBD all out the United States, saying it was a legal product.
No, it's not.
And it's not.
It's not.
And people will argue you down about it. I've been telling people, you better read the law. But you're possessing, even though CBD oil is legal in the state of South Carolina, you're still breaking the law.
You better read the law, and you better know what's in that CBD oil and where it's coming from.
Exactly. Because hemp oil and CBD oil are 2 different things.
Mm-hmm.
But and believe me, I'm gonna get some flack behind this, because I'm in South Carolina. I've heard yet for hemp oil to help anybody, except it helps them build up their system. But far as pain, I've tried the hemp oil. It don't work for me.
Yeah, straight CBD. Okay, so I did a couple dabs with just straight CBD, not a CBD like stuff. And it made me sleepy. It kind of relaxes you, but I tell you what, I need that THC. I need the THC along. I need that everything. I need the whole
plant. I mean, I'm sorry to say it, but I'm not sorry. I mean, I'm tired of living illegal. I'm tired. I'm gonna be honest with you. I am tired of living illegally. Every time I take a puff, I'm illegal. I'm sick of it. I mean, then you got right there in Washington D.C. where the laws are being made up. They can puff away.
That's a crazy, but I really admire the D.C. the activists there in D.C. I'm telling you, man, they're really pushing. They're trying. They really are trying.
Let me tell you like this here. I love the people down in DC Scrogger and everybody. Don Lee. Matter of fact, the Don Lee I had on the show just the other day of Speak Life. She is on her way to West Virginia right now to speak to a former. I believe she said he was a member of the House of Representatives, and he came out on the floor. He came out the cannabis closet on the floor. Yes, you have to listen to the show, and she was talking all about that. A matter of fact, I talked to them before. At least I talked to DC Scrogger because he's going out there with her to West Virginia, and they're on their way as we speak right now to go out there to film that for this upcoming documentary, talking about people, where they are in the cannabis world and how cannabis has saved their life and what all they're willing to do. He's no longer official there in West Virginia, but I love the fact, and I give him a special shout out. He's a Republican. I wish I could remember his name. I'm going to have to pull his name up and give him a special shout out on the next show. That takes balls to go out on the floor like that and say, hey, well, I guess I'm going to be arrested because my wife went to Colorado and got me cookies because I was going through chemo.
Yep.
That takes balls.
Those people, and they are. They're starting to come out. The one guy from was it Virginia?
Mm-hmm.
He teamed up with Tulsi Gabbard, and they put that bill together to decriminalize or whatever.
Yeah, people are tired. The point is, Kathy, is this. People are tired. Just like you moved, just like I wish I could have stayed when I moved. And I still, that if I have one regret, that would be it, that I'm not in Colorado right now getting the help that I need. But in the flip side, I'm helping so many people here and all throughout the country every chance I get to spread the message so we all can become like that one day. So we all can become free. So, and like I always tell people, every day, we're not free until we're all free. If South Carolina passes it and North Carolina doesn't pass it, we're still all not free. Florida passed it and the rest of us are still not free. Florida still ain't free, and I cannot wait. Let me go ahead and tell you about this real quick. Kathy, you might want to tune in to tomorrow's show. Friday, we're going to have North Central Florida Normal on, and they're going to be talking about the dog mess they got down there with Amendment 2. That's going to be a show. 73% voted that they wanted cannabis, and the House and Senate legislation down there told them they could not have flower. They threatened to close a dispensary down there because the dispensary was selling flower. So you tell me, is that the will of the people?
Yeah.
It's not.
Right.
And like I tell them all the time, I go on the different pages and I talk to different people down there in Florida because that's my home state. I tell them plainly, listen, if they ain't listening to what you say right now, they ain't going to have no choice but to listen next year, vote their asses out.
Well, yeah, just vote them out. That's what we need to start doing. People need to really start paying attention and vote these people out. You got to start at your local level. You can't do anything at the federal level anymore because those people are bought and sold.
Exactly.
But you can still do something at the. You got to start doing shit at the local level. That's just all there is to it. We got to start doing stuff at the local level. Keep making it accountable.
Yeah, it does. Hey, Kathy, we're going to have to wind this up for now. Can you tell everybody where they can reach you at for more information on your cause?
Yeah, well, you can reach me I'm on Facebook, Kathy Skidmore on Facebook, and I'm also associated with Morgan Wellness and Impact Cannabis. So, reach out to me. Feel free to reach out to me anytime. I'm always willing to help out, and I'll be hoping to come down your way. Rosemary, do you have a normal organization there in South Carolina?
Yeah, we have Columbia Normal that I work with, and I also work with Charlotte Normal, Charlotte, North Carolina, and a few other normals. I work with a lot of normals here on the coast.
Okay, good. Because that's one way to really get the education out there and change.
Yeah. Also, I'm president of Minorities for Medical Marijuana South Carolina. And for more information about that, well, some got to last 30 seconds or less. Don't forget, guys, look up Minorities for Medical Marijuana. Is www.VoteBudNow, or you can go to www.m4mmunited.org, or you can dial this number 1-877-900-0832. Guys, that's my time. I gotta go. Thank you, 710 Radio. Thank you for your sponsorship, and thank you for having us on the air each day here, Monday through Friday, Rosemary World of Cannabis at high noon. Y'all know what we do best. We try to set an example for the world. Tell 3 people about cannabis today, guys. Just 3. Somebody that you don't know. You might be saving that person's life. Trust me, I've saved many and didn't even know it. That's my time. I love you all. I'm out.